Tom, congratulations on being inducted in the California Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
You've been at wrestling for a long time.
Seems like it.
As long as I can remember. And you've had an illustrious career as a competitor and as a coach and as an official even. And who is the one individual that had the greatest impact in your wrestling career?
Probably my community college coach, Dave Hanksteller. He got a hold of me a little bit before when I was still in high school, and probably gave me all the tools of the trade. Him and Myron Miller when they were at El Camino, and I stayed close to him for the next 40 years, 45 years.
Yeah, which is a tribute to him.
Yeah,
for sure. Did you have a wrestling idol, someone that you looked up to at that time?
Not really. When I started wrestling, I didn't really know there were idols in wrestling other than the TV type. And I think anybody who came close to it was Myron Miller. Myron just had a tough wrestling persona about him that I liked and just wanted to mimic.
Yeah, well, that's great. In the South Bay area, really, you guys were kind of the start of the prominence of that whole area.
Yeah, so if anybody, Myron was probably somebody I looked up to.
Yeah, he was a tough guy.
Still is.
No doubt, yeah. What aspect of your personality do you think contributed most to your success in wrestling, Tom?
Probably the physical and mental toughness I learned. You know, I think that overcame a lot of weaknesses I had, whether it be skill or strength. Just hanging in there, being tough till the end. And that's Hank Stone and Myron, you know, that taught me how to do that. And it truly was the factor that probably predominated my wrestling, put me wherever I got.
And carried over to Oklahoma State. Do you have a outstanding memory from any of your competitions?
Well, there were a couple. Probably reading the questions, one was probably when I won the Big 8, and I wrestled against a guy from OU named Kalkbrenner, and he was about 280, and I pinned him, and it was real controversial. They said it wasn't a pin and the whole 9 yards, and then the next day in the paper there was a big picture of me with him on his back, flat. And that kind of validated.
Didn't seem that.
And the caption basically said, "You be the judge." So that was a big match for me.
Yeah. Throughout your wrestling career, is there, you know, that was a single match or event, or you said you had others. What other memories do you have?
Well, there weren't. You know, there was a combination of things. I think, you know, going to Oklahoma State was a really huge moment in my life. You know, I really didn't know anything about wrestling or what it represented until I got there.
Yeah.
And
was Myron your coach?
Yeah. No, actually it was kind of interesting because there was a transition going on because Myron had just stepped down. He was athletic director, and Tommy Chesbro took over. So, but Myron was in the room a lot, so I got the best of both worlds.
Yes.
But actually, wrestling for Oklahoma State probably opened my eyes to wrestling where I had never seen it before. You know, to the big stage. Yeah. You know, that was more than just El Camino out there.
Yeah, it doesn't get much bigger than back there. How'd you get involved in wrestling, Tom?
Actually, in junior high, it was part of the PE curriculum, and we had a 2-week wrestling unit. And I remember vividly the coach, you know, the PE instructor going through sit-outs and rolls and a double leg takedown, the whole 9 yards. And in 8th grade, I was 8th grade, and the folks came over from the high school and filled out the card. What do you want to participate in? I checked football, wrestling, and track. So it just natural transition from junior high over to high school.
Yeah, that's great. Not too many programs have in junior high wrestling.
No, it was just a 2-week session. I mean, it was just enough.
That was enough to hook you.
say, okay, you're not too bad, I guess.
If you had an opportunity to start your career over again, Tom, is there anything you'd change about it?
No, not really. I don't know. In retrospect, I don't know if starting earlier would have helped.
Mm-hmm.
We never weightlifted back then.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did.
No one did. Yeah.
Nobody did, and you can see it's a big factor nowadays in collegiate wrestling. International wrestling. So I think if there was one component that I could have changed that probably would have impacted me a little bit better, would probably have been some sort of strength training.
Mm-hmm.
But
really, nobody
emphasized
it or knew much about it.
Nobody was doing it.
Yeah,
But,
that's amazing. Tom, what would you like people to remember about you?
I think my advocacy for wrestling. I think it's still going on. That
Mm-hmm.
I think about it all the time. I promote it all the time, and I think that promotion really helps with the sport, especially here in Southern California and such. I think
I agree.
a little bit made some impact somewhere. Being supportive of the sport all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's never gone away.
Well, it's apparent.
No.
You've been at it for a long time and made a great impact on a lot of people. And
Well,
your
we all have.
Your induction into the Hall of Fame is greatly deserved.
Thank you.